All right, Carrie Williams. It's my birthday. Be gentle. So, guys, about 7 years ago, a small team and myself, people I would call friends in ministry, made the decision to launch a church. A year later, we launched that church, and about 6 months into it, made the decision to go under the umbrella of a network where we decided to attend a boot camp. We walked into the boot camp. There were about 400 people, 300 men, about 100 women. And I began to take notes, and my life was changing, and I was being informed, and it was amazing until the moment when the man on the stage made the decision to say, now all the wives and the women, all the women in the room, it's time for you to go to this next workshop, and all the men stay. And I thought, where do I fit? And being a team of 6 people, 4 male, 2 female, me and the other woman, who was our CFO, stood up, walked over to the other room, and simply asked the speaker, hey, is this only for pastors' wives, or is this for women who lead? And she said, no, this is just for the wives. And we said, we don't fit. And so we proceeded to walk back over to the main area where we walked in, and the session had already begun. And we began to feel the eyes of 300 men staring at us. And regardless of what they were really thinking, or even if, honestly, they were thinking anything at all or even noticed us, it felt like a pierce to my heart. As I sunk down into my seat, which, by the way, was right in front of the stinking stage, in front of the guys speaking, and as one of 2 women in a sea of 300 men, proceeded to have the Lord open my eyes to this gap that existed for women in ministry. And that, lo and behold, I was standing right in the middle of it, experiencing it firsthand and wondering, what do I do with this after years of being in ministry and never really experiencing this moment? What do I do? And many days after that, God proceeded to bring me to a parable that you guys probably know so well, the Good Samaritan, right? You've got a guy who was beaten, stripped, naked, left on the side of the road. And you have, walking down the street, the priest, the guy who's supposed to stop, take care of needs, and he was too busy, right? I picture him literally deciding, not today, I'm not looking at you. I'm going to cross the other side of the road and continue on my way because I'm not a doctor and I have nothing to offer you. And then next, as you guys know, walk the guy who's like his people, right? The people, his people group, his neighbor. Like, he probably even knew the guy's name. Maybe didn't recognize him. He's a little jacked up, but he knew him. And he too chose, I'm not stopping. I'm not looking. I don't think that I have anything to offer you. And in that moment, the guy who did stop, do you know the difference between him and the other guys? The only difference was that he dared to look. He dared to look at the man on the street. And God, in the moments after that conference, began to challenge and dare me to look at the gap that existed for women in ministry. And man, I wanted to look away and say, no, I don't think so. I'm really comfortable doing what I'm doing. And God continued to grip my face and dare me to look. And so my challenge for us is that I wouldn't look alone, but that together we wouldn't just look at the gap that exists, but why we want to fill it. And ultimately, it's to make Jesus known. And the more of us who can do that adequately and passionately and fully equipped, the more people will know him. And so together, will you dare to look with me and make him known?